Welcome to our podcast, Navigating Life with Clara and Iggy. I'm your host, Clara, and today I'm welcoming aboard two dear friends, Tia and Paulina, for a special episode with frequently asked questions. And these two friends of mine, they are living in the United States. They're going to introduce themselves as well shortly. Um, yeah, and they always come up with the most curious questions. So we decided to record a few that we can answer more people. So Tia, if you'd like to start by introducing yourself and say where were you born, where are you living now, and how do you travel?
Mm. Thank you, Clara. I'm so happy to be here with you. So my name is Tia. I was born in Macedonia, and now I live in United States. So I travel during summertime. So I do love going back to Europe, visiting my
Mm.
parents in Macedonia and Switzerland as well. So yeah, thank you for having me here.
Thank you for being here. Paulina, would you like to introduce yourself already?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm Paulina. I was born in Poland, and I've been living in the United States for the last 21 years. I do travel a lot. I travel any place I can, but it's usually by train, by plane. Um, Never stayed on a boat, so I'm super excited to be here and like learn more. Because as you know, I'm planning to visit you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So I have a lot of questions, but thank you for having me. I'm very excited. So let's start.
awesome.
Yeah.
So would like to go for the first question. Let's do one after the other, so we both have the chance to ask questions. Who would like to go
So
first?
So I can start. I want to start from the beginning. From the beginning of your journey, what really like inspired you to make the move from a house to a boat and completely change your lifestyle?
Well, we lived on a houseboat before, the two of us, me and Iggy. And when we bought a normal house, we really missed the movement of the water. That was something that was very present when we moved to this big house. We had all the space, but we just missed being surrounded by water and the nature because when you are living so near to nature, you really get to experience all the weather elements. So when it's cold, it's really cold. And when it's warm, then it's of course warm. And on the houseboat, we had the freedom to just jump in the water and go for a swim, for example. And in the winter, when it would freeze, we could go ice skating. So the different activities that we could do with different seasons from the same place, it was really special to us. And the second thing that inspired it was when I was on this tall ship, I did a 4 month journey to Svalbard. It's an island nearby the North Pole. And when I was on this journey on this ship, I loved looking outside and seeing the water and listening to the waves crashing. It was always a different view out of the window. So that was for me eye opening because I always traveled a lot, but I never traveled with a boat. And to be so close to nature and every day seeing a different view, it was like, oh my, I would love to have this every day, not just here in the North Pole, but actual life. So when COVID came and everyone was stuck at home, you start evaluating your choices like, is this it? Because you never knew when it would end. And for us, after 2 months of COVID, we're like, okay, we need to do some life changes because we're not happy with living in the house. It just didn't feel right. And that's when we started looking for the alternative. And the alternative was a boat because we really wanted to live on the water again. The houseboat was also a good alternative, but with the houseboat, you can't travel with it. So it needed to be something with an engine. So that's when the yacht with enough space for the both of us and also space to share with other people just came all together into creating this business.
Mm.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
that's great. I actually have a follow-up question with this because you said
Mhm.
you were missing the water. Are there things you're missing about like living in the house at this point?
That's a good question. I do miss the garden. I love having my hands on ground, on just planting things. And for me at the moment, I do have some plants on board. Iggy doesn't want me to have like a big forest inside, but I'm allowed to have a couple of plants. So that's my um yeah, that's my hobby that I could still keep. But that's the only thing I really miss about a house. For the rest, we have all the commodities of a normal house, like heater, dishwasher, washing machine. The mail is a little bit of a thing because we don't have a mailbox which goes with us. So we need to be registered with family and then we pick up the mail, like physical mail. But nowadays you have a lot of digital mail, so it's not like we're really missing out on mail. No.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Tia?
So my next question is for you. You did mention something about business. So how did the idea came to open a business?
That's a great one as well. It was about combining both our talents. So the both of us, we have hospitality background. Iggy, he did hotel management, and I also studied hospitality in Portugal when I was younger. And that's also how we met. We met in hospitality business. But when Iggy made the switch to being a captain, he wanted to work on ships, and I stayed in hospitality. We both grew in our careers in a way that we just kept on growing. And then it comes this point that it's like, oh, this is it. There's nothing else for you to move on unless you go to, in my case, a Michelin star restaurant or I don't know, work at the Ritz. That would be really amazing for me. That would be something that I could grow into. And for Iggy, as a captain, he also did pretty much all the shapes that you can imagine. At the moment, he did about 95 different shapes in all kinds of areas. And we just got to this point of, oh, this can't be just it. And of course, you can travel and learn when you're traveling, but to have your own business, that's a different kind of growth. So when we're both at this point during COVID specifically, it was like, we don't want to live the life that we're living right now. And how can you start a business? So when the boat idea came up, it really was, oh, it was always there. It was something that we always wanted to live on the water, to cook for people, to welcome people and travel with them, to show them how beautiful the world is, just to, yeah, to show them around. We also did both guided tours before, so we loved interaction with people and talking about history and culture from different backgrounds, of course. That's also really interesting for us. And just to share that knowledge with more people in this vessel, it just, yeah, it was like a perfect puzzle. It all came together beautifully. Yeah.
That's awesome. Can I ask, what can a guest expect when staying on your boat?
A lot of peace. A lot of peace. Yeah. We we really want to offer a place where people can switch off from the normal world. And for us, the normal world is when you go into a building, a square building, where you go in with a key and you have some steps or a lift. So everything is always the same, no matter if you choose a hotel or Airbnb or whatever you choose. This, whenever you step aboard, it's a complete different experience because everything is built differently. There's nothing that looks like a house. Um, yeah, and just to be by the waters, that's the experience we want to offer people, that when you wake up or when you go to bed, that you can really feel like you're being soothed by the water. I've had people staying aboard and they all have the same experience at the end. They said, I just feel like I was a baby again sleeping on a cradle because it's so soothing. So that's what we want to share with people, and we are looking forward for others to have that experience as well, because it is very different from a normal place where you can just stay anywhere. but the water, just to be nearby the water and have that peace, just being in nature, more in contact with nature, that's what they can expect with us.
Are there any like attractions or experiences that your guests can enjoy directly from the water, like swimming, paddleboarding, anything like that?
At the moment, we can offer going to a lake, and we can put anchor the boat, so we stay in one place and stay overnight. So then you are staying in the middle of the lake and you can go swimming at the moment. We still don't have paddle boards or supping boards. That would be something that we'd like to invest to. But yeah, you can definitely go for a swim in a lake with us, or just be on the deck and enjoy the sunset on the water. That's basically it at the moment. Yeah.
Is there any training that it's required for your guests? Any like safety briefing and as Iggy is giving, okay, everybody listen.
We definitely give them a briefing. We have how do you say that? Safety vests that you put on. So when we are sailing and we are moving, they do need to put safety vests on, just in case something happens, which 99% of the times never happens. But we like to have everyone already informed of where the safety vests are. So they put it on in the morning if we go for a sail. And at the moment, what we are offering, it's just one place stay. So they stay in the city center. They come on board, and that's like an extension of the city center. But if they go sailing with us into a lake, then we definitely show them the safety vests and what happens if one of them falls in the water. We also throw a buoy to them so we can fish them out. We are both, well, Iggy is of course more trained than I am about saving people. I'm still getting my training on that. But yeah, it's very basic. There's not much we are at the moment showing, because we are more in the cities. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to know, what kind of people do you think this experience is perfect for?
For people who are very busy, definitely busy people who are feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or are going through a burnout, it's definitely a place where you can step aboard and completely switch off, because everything is different. I've heard someone who stayed here who's a business owner, and they are all the time really busy. And when they came here, it was like it's almost an immediate switch of, now I'm somewhere else. It's like stepping on an island almost. And then you just start looking at the world in a different way, because you are also have a different perspective from the boat. So it's definitely for people who are looking for a moment to relax and take it easy. But also because we are in cities, they can also choose to visit different touristic attractions that's still available to them. It's not like they come on the boat and just sit on the deck. They can choose if they want to relax and take it easy, read a book in the boat, or they want to go out. But it's definitely a place to relax. And for example, if it's raining, I would love to host cooking classes, like to learn how to make a Dutch apple pie. If you are really bored and interested into cooking, that's something I can definitely show. It's a traditional pie in Netherlands. Or just read a book with a cup of tea and enjoy the views outside. It's you can definitely choose what experience you'd like to have. Yeah.
And
That's
how you balance offering that privacy to your guests, because obviously you're inviting them to your home, right? So how do you balance that so they have the privacy, and you are Iggy as well, since this is your home?
Yeah, we do want to focus also on connecting with people that stay with us. And of course, you get your private accommodation. So you have your master cabin with private bathroom and toilet. So there's one side of the boat which is reserved to them. There's a common living area where I'm sitting right now, where you can just sit with a cup of coffee and a book and just relax. And then we have the dining area, which is next to the kitchen and also next to our sleeping arrangement. So about the experience itself, it's also about connecting with people who are already living in Netherlands and get to know how you live in a different country, but also how is it to live on a boat. So you get to learn as well while you are with us. And if it's of course a good way that you can go outside and just enjoy the deck for yourself. It's just that when it's raining, then you are pretty much sitting inside and there's not a lot of room where you can, escape unless you go outside where we have a covered deck and you are pretty much dry. But otherwise, it is an intimate experience where, yeah, you just get to connect, hopefully, with us, with the hosts. And that's the experience we want to have as well, because as travelers, we always found it really special to connect with the locals and to learn more about the country than just the guidebooks. And that's something that we really value, that we want to share with our guests. It's not just about here's your beds, here's your place to stay, and here's your breakfast, and enjoy your day. We really want to offer personalized stays um, that they can enjoy the time as they would like. And if they want to spend time aboard, of course, they can spend as long as they would like. But the space is definitely limited, especially if it's raining, that you do need to sit inside. Um, yeah, and there's enough space. I mean, in the living room, you can sit with 6 people. There's a lot of room to sit comfortably. Um, and on the dining area, you can also sit over there, but it's like, if it's raining, there's not much choice of space, of activities. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you said that you offer cooking classes for the guests if they feel like there's, for example, if it's a rainy day. So tell me about the food. You cook breakfast and lunch and dinner for your guests as well. What kind of food?
About the cooking classes, it's just an extra activity if they are really interested in something like that. I know a lot of people don't care about cooking in their vacation. It's just something that I love to share with other people if they want to go back home and share a traditional recipe from Netherlands. And what I cook is the breakfast is definitely included. That's also personalized. So if you have any dietary needs like gluten or lactose, or even vegan, that all can be personalized to your wishes. About the lunch and dinner, it's not included in the stay, but it's definitely available. So if they want to have a lunch on the boat, they will have a private lunch on the table. They're not going to be sitting with us or anything like that. And they can choose to sit inside or outside. And what we are offering for lunch, it's let's say a package which I made up now is a soup or a salad as a starter, and then a sandwich as a main course. So it's a rather filling lunch, and you can choose what you'd like. And on the day itself, I'll let you know what I'm gonna make. It's all decided as well by season and what's available. So it's as freshly made as possible as well, according to your wishes. And for dinner, we offer a 3-course dinner, which is a shared dining experience. So if you stay for dinner, of course, you're gonna get tips to go to restaurants. If you want to eat out, we'll offer the best tips that we have to eat outside, because we're also foodies and we also like to eat in restaurants. But if people would like to share dinner with us, then we offer a 3 dinner course. Um, and that's also homemade, balanced, nutritious meals with a salad or a soup as a starter, and then a main course and a dessert as well. It's all made over here, of course, inspired by Portuguese food, but also very healthy, nutritious, and always balanced. So with everything that you need on a meal. Yeah.
Thank you.
I would love to try any of your meals, Clara. They always look so delicious.
Thank
So
you.
I'm a full package girl. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, please.
I'll feed you the whole day.
So Clara,
Yeah.
I want to ask you about the logistics of the trip like that. If somebody's looking to fly to Amsterdam, and for
Hmm.
example, they would like to fly out of Denmark,
Hmm.
is this is something you can accommodate? I'm not sure. I have no idea how crossing the borders through the water looks like. But if this is something that it's like feasible.
It is feasible, and it's something that we'd love to expand in the future. Wherever there's water in Europe, we'll be able to sail over there. So if we want to go to Denmark or Norway, even Poland, there are some important rivers that we can sail to. But at the moment, we are focusing on Amsterdam. So we are
Mhm.
staying in the area of Amsterdam because we are starting right now and see um, what people enjoy doing as well. So we are pretty much still studying what people actually want to have, first, how further they want to explore. But in the future, we definitely want to be traveling with a boat through Europe and then not through like a circle route that you do A to B and B to A, but actually do like an whole itinerary for the entire season, which goes from April to September. And then if we are, for example, in Paris or Germany or even Czech Republic, that you can see the itinerary beforehand and you just join us on one stretch of the trip. So you can stay 1 week with us while we are crossing Germany or Denmark or in Norway. And if you'd like to, for example, come on board on one specific stop, we'll make sure that we can pick you up with a rental car and you join us on the boat. And then the next stop a week later, you'll be also nearby a place where you can easily reach an airport. So we also want to offer the flexibility in the future. Just for now, we are having a look how things go just to stay in one spot. And it's also easier for us when it comes to maintenance because we are still starting and the boat, we just finished refurbishing everything and it should all be in full order. It's just that we don't want to go already into big ventures if something happens on the way. So this year we are staying in Netherlands, but definitely in the future, let's say in 2 to 3 years, we are opening horizons. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome. Thank you.
yeah.
I wanted to acknowledge you. You're speaking so good English.
Thank you.
So any guest from all over the world can visit you
Yeah.
and be guest because you speak so good English and you can communicate. But what if, let's say, for example, a French couple want to experience
Mhm.
this journey? What if they don't speak English? How can you help them?
Well, I believe when you want to communicate with someone, you can connect with them without having to speak things fluently. I do
Mhm.
have basic knowledge of French. I've learned it in school. Iggy is fluent in French, on the other hand. But I believe that you can connect with anyone as long as you really want to experience something new. So when you travel somewhere else to, let's say, China or Argentina, if you don't speak the languages, I believe everyone is open to communicate with you as long as you are also open to show I want to do this, and is there a way that I can get it? That's something that I've experienced through many travels. That I went to countries where I didn't speak the language, or the people, the locals didn't speak any English, and you still can have an amazing experience with those people. You still get to know the locals in a different way. Of course, you're not going to be able to have very vulnerable conversations, like deep conversations to get to know each other. But I do believe that you still can offer an amazing experience, even if you don't speak the language, which is normally everyone speaks English when they travel. Um, But I mean, nowadays you also have Google Translate on an app that you can just talk to, and the person will know what you need to tell them. So you can still communicate that way. And nowadays, I believe it's so much easier to communicate with each other through those apps. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So how many languages does Iggy speak or you speak?
Iggy speaks, let's count together. Iggy is Dutch, so he speaks Dutch fluently. He also learned German and English, and he speaks fluently French. Yeah, so it's four languages fluently, and he can easily switch from one to the other in the same conversation without thinking, which is an amazing talent. I wish I had that. And I'm Portuguese. I can understand a little bit of Spanish, but I can easily communicate with Spanish people. French, I have basic knowledge, which I learned in school. English, I speak fluently, and Dutch, it's also pretty fluent. So I speak 3 languages fluently, and in total, that's together, the both of us, it's 5 fluent languages, which is pretty good.
That's
I just
amazing.
It
realized.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you start counting, it's like, wow, that's pretty good.
Altogether, it's really good. Also with the Spanish, so I still can communicate with them. So it's more or less 6. Yeah.
Thank you.
Clara, I'm sure there are different seasons in Netherlands right now. There's a tulip season, but what's your favorite time over there that like you would if somebody as me would like to go and visit, and I ask you what's the best time to visit Netherlands so I can get as much of the beauty that this country offers?
What a nice question. Um, my favorite is definitely May, beginning of May, because then all the trees are already green. They're all in bloom. And of course, you have the tulips. The weather is very pleasant, so it's not as windy and cold anymore. Um, yeah, and you also have more sunlight, of course. The autumn is also really nice, but it can be rather rainy in Netherlands. And of course, the summer. The summer is really good everywhere, but the spring is for me definitely the favorite because I really love tulips. It's not because I live in Netherlands, but it's really a special flower to me, which symbolizes the fresh start of a new season, of a new year. It's like one of the first flowers that come up in the spring. So definitely spring is my favorite time to, yeah, that I highly recommend people to come to Netherlands. Yeah.
Spring? Yeah, thank you. Good to know.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah.
Clara, you're living a dream lifestyle, but I would love to hear what are some challenges living in a boat or even your greatest joys?
Yeah. The challenges personally for me, I'll have to ask you what his thoughts are. But personally for me is the boat is really something completely new that I needed to learn from scratch. I still want to take my sailing license, which is all in Dutch. But when you're learning something like this, which I never learned in Portuguese or in English, both language, it's a little bit challenging because when someone tells me like to go to the left, it's port side, and to go to the right is starboard. In the beginning, it was a bit confusing, and now I know the difference. But to learn all the terms on both language, that was definitely a challenge. And also when Iggy is gone because he's still working away, is when something happens when it comes to technical issues. Let's say the shower stops working, or the ropes, like if the wind changes overnight, I need to adapt very quickly. And that's something that I needed to learn quite fast because when you're alone, you don't have a choice. So it was the learning process. It was very, very quick, very steep. And I'm very proud of myself to every time manage to overcome things that before in the beginning I would panic. Like there was a time within the first 6 months that the boiler stopped working. So I didn't have hot water or a heater in December, and it was really cold. And it was like, oh my God, now I want to go back to house. I was really panicking, almost regretting the decision. But it really is have confidence in yourself and you're going to get through it, because whatever you choose to live, even if it's a house, you're always going to have challenges, and to overcome those, um, yeah, it takes determination and a belief that what you chose, it's something that you really want. And every time I overcome a challenge, it's like a confirmation. Yes, I did it again, and and I'm doing it. I'm not panicking anymore.
And what's your favorite part of this lifestyle?
The freedom, yeah, the freedom to choose whatever I want to go, whatever there's water. We can just let go of the ropes and go. At the moment, we are in Netherlands as well because we have family over here. We want to stay nearby them as well. But to know that if we want to live in Paris or we want to live in Prague or in Norway, that's also possible. And we don't have to sell a house. We don't have to pack things. We already living in the place that is home. And if you want to go somewhere else, everything is already going with us. You just need to buy some food and you can just go. So definitely the freedom. And especially when COVID came, that we were all locked in. That was exactly what we were craving. It was like, oh, we can't travel right now, and now we are stuck here, and we can't go anywhere. And when the boat idea came, it was like, oh yeah, on a boat you can just choose to go anywhere and just still be isolated from everything, because that's what they were recommending back then. But to continue to live that lifestyle on our own and just choose wherever we want to go, it's possible. That's what I really love about this. Yeah.
That's amazing. I know every time we talk and you show us new places you're visiting, it's just that freedom of being able to stay however you want. Um, it's like, oh, I love this place. We might extend our stay. It's just amazing that you get to experience this. You created it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a
it's just
great point. Yeah,
yeah. I
because for
also
example, yeah, go ahead.
no, I just I want to also ask you because I like logistics of certain things, and I'm so curious. I want to go back a little bit to the time you guys decided to move into the boat from the house. How what was the process of preparing for that? And if it was like difficult for you guys to downsize, um, because like I look around my house and I have a feeling that I am living simple life, but it's still so much stuff that
Mhm.
I have. So what was the process of making those decisions? What stays, what goes, and if this is something evolving that you address every now and then, did it change now since since you started?
Yeah. We to be honest, when we started living on a boat and we were still in the house always felt way too big for us. Um, it was just something that we couldn't get accustomed to, especially because when we were together on a houseboat, which was a rather small space, we're already used to that. So it was
Mhm.
like moving to a three-time bigger house. It was really a big change for us. At some point, it was like all these rooms are empty. It was almost like an echo in three bedrooms that we had, and it just didn't feel like home. So for us, we really like small spaces. We really don't mind to downsizing, and we still have a storage where we still have some family furniture that we kept, which we want to move most likely to Portugal. We want to buy a house over there to also visit family. So that storage is it's still there, and it's a choice that sometimes you think about it because you know that you have there physical storage with things that you're not using all the time. It's like we are saving it for the future, and that's something which we still have in our horizon. But it also gives us also the flexibility of choosing if the boat life that we have right now doesn't suit us anymore, because it's not like we can do this until we are 80 years old. We'd love to.
Why
And
not?
and we are working towards, of course, creating a healthy lifestyle, that we can do this as long as possible, because this is the lifestyle that we want to keep, to live on the water. But we are also realistic to think of what could be the options. So if we can't do the boat life anymore, that we can go to a small house. So yeah, that's still a little bit in between. Let's say that we still have the plan B of having a little house where we can actually settle and have our belongings all there, because over here it's not just our home, it's also space where we are welcoming other people. So it's not like we can use the entire space, and where the guests are staying, it's their area. Where we are, it's a much smaller area where we have our personal belongings. But I I grew to adapt as well, that I don't need to have so many kitchen appliances, for example. I used to have a lot because I love cooking. And nowadays it's like, okay, I need these basic things to bake bread, for example, and that's what I kept. But I'm not going to go ahead and buy um, a very fancy coffee machine or a pasta maker, or things that I'm only going to use once in a while. So I'm much more mindful about the space that we have, and everything that we buy, it's really based on, do we both really want it? Is this something that we need? And making sure that everything is as clutter-free as possible. Yeah, and it's definitely for the last 5 years, every time getting rid of things that we are not using, because it's just taking space, and space is essential for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned some that you both the healthy lifestyle is very important to you. And for me, seeing you doing your workouts on your boat consistently, it's just so amazing, because many people will use the fact that they don't have a lot of space not to do anything, you know, and you just showing everyone that it's possible, that you can take care of yourself, no matter where you live, how much space you have. So I just want to acknowledge that, because I see you both as rocking sometimes, makes it a little harder. And with limited amount of equipment, you are just crushing it. So
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you for setting a great example. You can do it anywhere, anywhere.
Yeah, that's also the part of the boat life, just to stay flexible. And I knew that to keep on doing this, I need to stay strong and healthy. And it's much easier for me to have a little gym for myself. So behind my chair, I have a closet that I have 2 shelves where I put all my weights and everything that I need to work out. But that flexibility of knowing I have my little gym with me wherever I go. I don't need to look for different gyms with different subscriptions. I just can work out. I don't have that excuse of, oh, I don't have a gym. I can always work out no matter what. And I wish that I would have a little bit more space, because when I see you guys lifting with these big bars and the weights, it's like, oh my God, I also want to do that. So it is still a little bit limited. But for now it is working out. And as soon as I don't know what I'm gonna do if I run out of space for so many weights. But for now, I do have enough with with what I have, and maybe I'll just clutter a little bit further if I really need to go even heavier. But yeah, no excuses for sure.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I love your lifestyle, Clara. It feels like you're living like a guest in your own boat home. And I love your lifestyle, like I said. So I want to ask you, what advice would you give to someone who is dreaming, creating the lifestyle that you have created for yourself?
Oh, such a great question, Tia. Yeah, definitely. I know this is going to sound cliche because everyone says it, but definitely listen to your heart, because what you are dreaming of, it is possible. It takes courage, but I believe everyone can do what they dream of. It's just that sometimes you get distracted by work obligations, or um, thinking that they need to stay somewhere because society tells them to. And one thing that I always believed in was, if I want to do something, I will find a way to do it. And thankfully, with Iggy, everything that we dreamt of having, we always worked towards that, and it's been made possible. And one thing that Iggy told me one time when we were traveling, which is something that's it's still in our minds, is luxury is in essence the realization of your dreams. So luxury is possible for everyone, and luxury is just making your dreams come true, because then you'll be living your dream life. You don't have to have all these expensive cars because everyone else has it. It's just following what's important for you, and not caring so much about what people are going to say or think about it, because it's so out there. Like living on a boat, when I told my family, they were like, you're going to live on a boat, like a caravan? And I'm like, I don't care. I want to live on a boat. So some people, they will not understand your dream, but it is a choice that you have to make, because you only have one life. And it's really cliche, everyone says it, but when you are determined to do what you want, what makes you happy, you make it happen no matter what. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
beautifully said.
Beautiful question.
So
Thank you.
I
Goosebumps.
Oh.
it was so beautifully said, and I really like you answer so many questions, from like logistics to a little like glimpse of experience for someone who can visit you. I really don't have any questions, but we talk a lot
Yeah.
every day, basically. So you usually, when I'm curious about something, I ask. But I just want to say that I'm very grateful to have you in my life, and I can't wait to see and
Oh,
meet you in flesh, and experience uh, just to be on your boat and experience that journey. So stay tuned, because we are coming.
it's so
It's
mutual. It will be an honor to have you.
we're gonna make it happen for sure.
Mhm.
This is something, for someone who travels a lot, I've never even thought about an idea of staying on a boat. The only trips that are similar to boat life in my head, there were cruises, and I was like, no,
Mm.
there's so many people. This is just too much. So this sounds like a perfect opportunity to just experience the peace and being on the water. So I just cannot wait to be able
Oh,
to do it and tell the others, because it's gonna be amazing.
yeah, it will be definitely different for you because you're always traveling everywhere, and you always pack, like you plan everything ahead the way that you do, but over here you just don't have to worry about anything. Everything will be
Nothing.
planned for you.
Clara's
You'll be
gonna take
fed,
care of it.
you'll be fed, you'll be shown around everywhere. You're gonna love it. I'll be so honored to have you both. Yeah.
Oh, for a moment, I'm gonna feel like my husband. It's like, show me where I need to be, and I'll be
A little princess.
a little a little princess. But I have no other questions as of right now. I think like you answer so many
Mhm.
of mine and Tia's.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank you so
for
much
being
for
here
having
today.
us here.
Thank you, Tia. Thank you both. It was amazing.